Good afternoon everybody. Welcome back to mathematics class. Today we are going to discuss properties of determinants, property 3. In the previous class we already discussed about property 1 and property 2. What is property 1 there? That is, the value of the determinant remains unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. That is the property 1. And property 2 is the value of the determinant changes the sign if you interchange any two rows or any two columns. Okay, any two rows or any two columns of a determinant are changed, then the value of the sign of the determinant changes. Now the third one we are going to discuss now, that is, see the property 3 what it is. If any two rows or columns, if any two rows or columns of a determinant if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then the value of determinant is 0. Then the value of determinant is 0. This is the property 3. What's that? Any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical. Identical means corresponding element should be the same. Then the value of the determinant is 0. So let us see by an example. See one example, suppose the value of the determinant -1, 3, 2, 4, 1, -1, and same like the first row take here -1, 3, 2. You observe R1 and R3. What are the elements? Their corresponding elements are same. See, -1, -1 and 3, 3, 2, 2. So R1 and R3 are identical. Let us check what the value of this determinant. That is, find the determinant from -1 into 2 ones are 2, minus of -3. Next -3 into 4 2s are 8 minus 1 plus 2 into 4 3s are 12 minus of -1, and simplify this. 2 plus 3 is 5 and minus is there, it is a -5. 8 minus 1 7, 7 3s are 21 plus 12 plus 1 13, 13 2s are 26. So what happened is -26 plus 26, we got this value as a 0. Understood now? See what the value got here? The value is 0 getting. And what happened here? The row R1 and the row R3 both are identical. I think you understood this property. What's that? Any two rows or any two columns of a determinant, okay, are identical, then the value of the determinant is 0. This is the property 3. Let me discuss property 4 now. So next property 4, that is, if each element of a row or column each element of a row or column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then multiplied by k. This is our property 4. So let us read this once. If each element of a row or column. So from any row, if you choose any row or any one column, each and every element is multiplied by k, then the value of the determinant is also multiplied by k. So I will explain this by an example first. Is it? Suppose you take one determinant anything, general one example. Suppose we have 1, minus 1, 1, 2, minus 1, 3, 1, 2, 4. Suppose take this matrix 1 and first find this determinant value, how much you get. 1 into minus 4 minus 6, next plus 1 into 8 minus 3, next plus 1 into 4 minus of minus 1, and find this value, how much it is. Minus 10 plus 5 plus 5. It was getting 0, no? Okay, take this number as a 2. If you take this number as a 2, it will be minus 20 plus 5 plus 5. So then this value is how much? Minus 10 we got it. Okay. After that, this is original one matrix I took, its value I got as a minus 10. Now we are going to try for our property 4. What's that? Each element of a row or column of a determinant is multiplied by the k. So by any scalar number, if you multiply each and every element of a row, then this value also multiplied that number. Okay, let me multiply the first row by the number 2. What will happen? I am going to multiply the R1 by the number 2. That is 2. So it is 4 minus 2, 2. So I observe that each and every element in the first row I multiplied by a number 2. Then take the remaining elements as these. 2 minus 1, 3, 1, 2, 4. Now expand this determinant. What happened? 4 into minus 4 minus 6. Next plus 2 into 8 minus 3. Next plus 2 into 4 minus of minus 1. Now simplify this one. Minus 40 plus 10 plus 10. So you got as a minus 20. So minus 20, how we can write that? Minus 10 into 2 you can write now. So each and every element I multiplied by the number 2, the value of the determinant is also multiplied that number. So here I took the first row. So not the first row. Suppose if I multiply number 3, for the third row you take, for the third row, first row as to you take 2 minus 1, 1. Second row I will then multiply with the number 3, 6 minus 3, 9. Third row as to I will take 1, 2, 4. Now find the determinant value. Was that? Here what we are doing? The second row we multiplied by the number 3. So let us check the value of this. 2 minus 12 minus 18 plus 1 into 24 minus 9 plus 1 into 12 minus half minus 3. Minus 60, 24 minus 9 is 15, and it is 15. So how much you got now? Minus 30 you got now. So that means that we can write minus 10 into 3 we can write. Here what I done? Second row I multiplied by the number 3. So the result also multiplied by the number 3. This is by an example. Now theoretically how we can write this? I think you understood the property. After understanding this property, how you write this theoretically, let me explain that. Theoretically we can write it as each and every element of a row multiplied by the k. So let us write this first row as Ka1, Ka2, Ka3. Second one is B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. If we have in this form, later we can write it as a k into data of statement is this. Here each and every element of the row divided by k. So that is the k times of the total determinant. Like this we can write. This is our property 4. Next see property number 5. So total it contains 6 properties. This is our fifth property. If some or all elements of a row or column some or all elements of a row or column of a determinant are expressed as sum of two or more terms then the determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. Yes. This is a property 5. So what the meaning of this? If some or all elements of a row or column of a determinant are expressed as sum of two or more terms, means if any one of the row, all elements, suppose the first row expressed as a sum of the two terms, a1 plus lambda 1, a2 plus lambda 2, a3 plus lambda 3. Second row as is b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. What happened in this? All elements or some element also, all elements of the row can be expressed as sum of the two terms. Okay? So each and every element can be expressed as here sum of the two terms. Not only two or more terms, we can discuss this condition. Sum of two or more terms, then this determinant can be expressed as sum of the two determinants. That's the meaning of this. Then the determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. Here these are two terms, that's why we can express as the two determinants. Suppose we have then sum of the three terms, this determinant we can write as sum of the three determinants. So what we write in this determinant first we can write as the first elements a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3, and in the second determinant lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. Like this we can write. This is the meaning of this property 5. Sum of all elements, or if row, not only row, column also. If you wrote the sum of two or more terms, that determinant we can write as a sum of two or more determinants. Got it? And we will verify this. Check out this. We will verify this. See once. So let me start this to verify this. So verification. Listen, verification. I will take left hand side part now. So what is my left hand side? Here only this. I am going to take this. So what that is? a1 plus lambda 1, a2 plus lambda 2, a3 plus lambda 3 first row, C1, C2, C3. Now this expand our determinant. So how to expand determinant? In that way only expand along with the first row. So what we get here? A1 plus lambda 1 into A1 plus lambda 1 into what we get here? B2 C3 minus B3 C2. Later this term minus A2 plus lambda 2 into, so this row and column get cancelled now, then we will get B1 C3 minus B3 C1. And the last one plus A3 plus lambda 3 into A3 plus lambda, this row and column get cancelled, B1 C2 minus B2 C1. After that we can expand this. So this term we can write for both A1 and lambda 1. Simplify this. A1 into B2 C3 minus B3 C2 we can write plus lambda 1 into B2 C3 minus B3 C2, and here also expand in the same way, minus A2 into B1 C3 minus B3 C1 minus lambda 2 into B1 C3 minus B3 C1 plus, and this term also expand now, A2 into B1 C2 minus B2 C1 plus lambda 3 into B1 C2 minus B2 C1. So later A1, A2, A3 as one term, remaining write as one term. Then what we can see there? A1 into B2 C3 minus B3 C2 minus A2 into this is A3 minus A2 into B1 C3 minus B3 C1 plus A3 into B1 C2 minus B2 C1 plus, later write down lambda here lambda 1, here lambda 2, here lambda 3. Those three write one by one plus lambda 1 into B2 C3 minus B2 C3 minus B3 C2 minus lambda 2 into B1 C3 minus B3 C1 plus lambda 3 into, there it is, B1 C2 minus B2 C1. Now this we can write as, this term is, this expression is nothing but data of, this expression is the first row is what? First row A1, A2, A3, and this combination is, second row is B1, B2, B3, third row is C1, C2, C3 plus in this first row lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. Inside of the bracket you have in the combinations of B and C. That's why it's B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. That is our RHS. Like this we can verify this. Copy it. And we have the last property, that is the sixth property. What's the sixth property? That the value of the determinant remains unchanged if we apply the operations, these elementary operations form. Ri goes to Ri plus k into Rj, and column operation Ci goes to Ci plus k into Cj. If we apply these operations on the determinant, the value of the determinant cannot be changed. So for that also see verification. First let us take one delta is equal to that of A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. After that apply the operation R1 goes to R1 plus K R2. So what is our property 6? Even though if you apply this operation, the value of the determinant cannot be changed. So finally you should get a delta value only. Let us this operation on that, what will be? Take that as a delta 1. After changing that, after applying this operation, feed that value as a delta 1. So apply this operation on that. A1 plus K B1. Next A2 plus K B2. Next A3 plus K B3. First row we change it. Second row as it is now. B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Because we apply this operation on R1 only, so R1 only changed. Remaining column C. Now this is looking like all terms expressed as sum of the two terms. Now we can apply the property phi here. By using property phi, we can split this total determinant as sum of the two determinants. What are those? The first one we can write A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3 in the first determinant. And the second determinant K B1, K B2, K B3, and is B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. And in the next step, what we can write? Delta 1 is equal to that side. This matrix as in down, nothing change in this. A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. And second, by using this second determinant, so which property we can use here? We can use property number 4. By using property 4, how can I write? Shall I write this K outside? Yes. If I write this K outside, then inside what I will get? B1, B2, B3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. And if you observe this, what was happened in R1 and R2? R1 and R2, first row and second row are identical. If two rows are identical, what happened? The determinant value is 0. So that's why this total value becomes as a 0. So delta 1 is equal to, it's already delta plus K into 0. So what happened now? Delta 1 is equal to delta only. Delta 1 is what? After applying the operation, the determinant value is delta 1. Delta is the before applying the operation, the value of the determinant. But what happened? Both are same. So what we can say that in property number 6, if the value of the determinant cannot be changed, if apply the operations, Ri goes to Ri plus K into Rj and Ci goes to Ci plus K into Cj. So these are our 6 properties. Based on these properties, we are going to solve exercise 4.2 that we can done in the next class.